Good, beautiful day. It's Friday, May the 27th, 2022. And welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. And today I have the Ascender with me, and it's on redefining freedom. And it's interesting how people associate freedom with just being able to speak or to walk or to talk. And they said, no, freedom has more to do with creating than anything else. What you are as a creating intelligence. Freedom has more to do with your understanding of how to use thought and emotion in relationship to the acts of creation. How you, as a soul, use thought and emotion in the act of creation. They were saying that a vast majority of people, think that freedom is the acquisition of physical security and comfort, that is the primary definition of freedom. It is very fundamentally reflecting acts of freedom if you have mastered some degree of physical comfort, but it does not mean that you are actually living in a state of freedom. Good morning, everybody. It's a brand new, beautiful day. It's fun to watch how all this energy coming to planet Earth now and watching it all change so rapidly. So they said to define freedom, it is important that you understand what exactly you are. Without some understanding of what you are, it makes it very difficult to know what you are able to do as an effect of what you are. Let us simply place the definition of yourself in these terms, that you are an awareness. You are an awareness in custody of a process of thought. You are an awareness in custody of a process of energy called emotion. You are an awareness in custody of what you call a physical medium or a body. And there is not one of you on this world that does not have that same sequence of functionality, that you are an awareness, that you have this material called thought, and you have this material called energy. You have this other material called matter. There are different degrees of one and the same thing, similar to the varying degrees of the spectrum of color you see in a rainbow. You cannot tell where one begins and the other ends, but as awareness, you can denote from the effects of one to another what level you are working on. What plane of consciousness are you working on? If you are telling your hand to open and close, you are directing thought to direct matter in the form of your body. So you are clear, it is obvious you are directing matter with that thought. Many of you have not come to the understanding that you as awareness are independent of thought. You are independent of emotion. You are independent of body. You cannot exist in this dimension without either of those three. So it's important you understand that your role as a conductor of these three elements will give you a better understanding of how to define what freedom is. And quite simply, freedom is the ability to recognize that you are a creating intelligence, that you utilize various mediums of consciousness at different rates and frequency of vibration to affect manifestation and change in your experience of consciousness. And again, we define consciousness as all that is. We define that all that is responds to you as awareness, orchestrating change over these other three elements of thought, emotion, and matter. The purpose you have in being in the physical body that you're in right now, hearing these words, is that you come to that full understanding that you are indeed an orchestrator of intelligence over matter. You change and alter thought and the energy of thought, which is emotion, to affect change in your experience of matter, to know that you are a creating intelligence. And that is the simplest definition for freedom we can give in but a few short sentences. That you can alter and change thought, alter and change emotional energy, thereby affecting your conditioned experiences of matter, is freedom. Now, the challenge some of you face with that is quite simply that most of the thoughts that you have in your mind were not of your choosing, and the emotions connected to those thoughts were not of your choosing, and the actions and reactions that most of those thoughts cause in your physical body and the world around you were not of your choosing. That does not mean that you are not responsible for being able to be the architect of change in those, but it does mean that you must understand that it is time for you to evaluate in your mind what thoughts are actually yours, to actually take the time to evaluate where did this thought or this idea come from, to evaluate as an awareness, to evaluate the mechanism that you currently inhabit in the form of a personality and of a physical structure called a body. Both the mind and body are designed by nature to be amenable to your direction. However, if you are so attached to an idea that you've been given that you do not make the distinction between this idea and who you are, then the ideas that you have been given by this world will in fact govern your expression of biology and leave you subjective to the effects of the emotions connected to them. In other words, you will feel like you are a victim in the experience of your own life, rather than recognizing that you are the creator of the conditions of your own life by understanding your capacity to alter and change thought, which in turn alters and changes emotion, which in turn alters and changes the conditions of matter in your physical body and the environment around you. So when you decide to do this, many of you prefer to continue struggling and suffering with what you have in your mind, finding ways of trying to subdue displeasing thoughts and ideas and emotions in your mind, finding ways of so that you do not have to experience them or be responsible for them. But the only way you can effectively change the conditions in your mind and in your emotional field, and therefore in your physical world, is through a deliberate and concise and clear act of choosing thought, creating thought, releasing thought that do not serve you, and that you keep that which does serve you. Please understand this distinction. There are thoughts that will not serve you, and there are thoughts that will serve you. We encourage you, if you are hearing these words, to stop and question, where have the thoughts in your mind come from? What was the source of those thoughts? Because there is also an emotion that comes as an effect of any thought. Any thought held in mind will generate an energy in the form of an emotion that you will experience as good or not good. But how often do you actually pause and say, where did this idea come from? Where did this picture in my head come from? Very few of you stop to question what is going on in your mind and where it originated from. For if more of you begin to do this and recognize that most of what is in your mind is not even yours, and then begin to purge that from your consciousness, to get rid of thoughts that do not serve you, to get rid of images that do not serve you, to act as the creative authority that you were created to be in this condition of time, space, matter. You were created to be a creator in this realm of time, space, thought, matter, emotion. You came here to master the act of creating. When you begin this process of evaluating the thoughts that are in your mind and begin to recognize that most of those thoughts did not originate with you, then you can begin to consider the next step towards real freedom, which is, what thoughts would I like to consider in my mind, and what emotions will those thoughts create? Some of you may have thoughts that, oh, I don't look very nice, but where did that thought come from? Do you ever hear a dog or a cat acting like they don't like the way they appear? Animals have no such judgment, and your body is but an animal, so that judgment did not originate with your body. That judgment originated with somebody else. But when you come to that place in your awareness where you begin to question, where did this thought come from? Is this a thought I want to have? And you take that step and say, no, this is not a thought I want to have. What thought then would I like to have in my mind? What can I replace that which is not mine with, that is something that is mine? What can I put in place that is mine, truly mine, that ennobles and inspires and strengthens my ability to be a creator in this physical world? That is your next step, to recognize that which is not yours in mind, in thought, and to begin to choose and cultivate thought that truly does represent the nature, strength, and freedom of your consciousness to manifest and produce experiences to your liking. Your subjectivity will begin to end. Your suffering will begin to end when you even question, why am I having this thought about suffering? And there are very, very many sources in this physical dimension that are giving you thought all of the time. Look at where you get your thoughts from. Do you get it from your friends? Do you get it from your books? Do you get it from your media devices? Do you get your thoughts from certain authorities? And are those thoughts pleasing? Are those thoughts inspiring? Are those thoughts uplifting? If they are not, why pay heed to such things? Why pay heed to such things? As you come to that place where you begin to make that distinction, you begin to move towards a threshold away from the enslavement to thoughts that are not of your own choosing, towards the liberation of creation, for the ability to know that you are able to create the conditions in your experiences, that you, by way of your thought and your emotion, are able to create conditions of your experience. That is liberation. You move towards what we call divinity. And divinity, from our perspective, is your ability to know consciously that the thoughts and ideas that you can generate are in fact creating the conditions you are experiencing, whether those thoughts are yours or not, preferably yours. But the act of creation is thought applied in the process of creation, producing experiences. At that place where you are deliberately choosing thought and saying, this thought is pleasing to me, this thought is not pleasing to me, at that point in the process where you begin to make that distinction, you begin to recreate your mind to be in the image and likeness of your choosing, instead of remaining in the image and likeness of that which has been imposed upon you by outside means and medias that have not had your best interests at heart, but their own. And what thoughts are pleasing to you? Dare you write that down and say, I will focus on looking at what thoughts are pleasing to me. When I look in a mirror, what thought is pleasing to me? And release the thoughts that are not pleasing to you. Most of those thoughts are not even yours. There is no child that is born that is not pleased with their existence. It is through the exposure to thoughts that are given to them that determines whether or not they believe they are pleasing in life or not. They formulate a belief not on their own thought process, but what is given to them. And while all of you go through that process, there is a point in your awakening where your suffering says, you know, something is not right. And you begin this process of questioning, examining, and evaluating what is in your mind and from where it came. And if it has good value, keep it. If it has no value, release it. Your mind is not a place for garbage thoughts. Your mind is a place for wonder and beauty and respect and appreciation. That when you look inside your mind at night as you lie to go to sleep and leave that body for its resting cycle, and you go to place it in that place, that you are pleased with it, that you are pleased with what is in there. And each day as you learn the process of what true freedom is, the freedom to create, to select and choose your thoughts that are pleasing to you, to not accept what others have told you about yourself that is not pleasing, but to identify that which is pleasing to you, to create ideas which generate emotions, which generate actions. There's no action that your body can perform that is not governed by an emotion that was governed by a thought. And you transition away then from subjectivity to thought to the act of deliberately creating thought. For you have at your disposal much knowledge and information in this dimension from all sources now. The technologies that you have give you access to all ideas and all information of your collective. That if you do not possess thoughts that are pleasing to you, then you can find thoughts that are pleasing to you, that do inspire you, that do uplift you, that do allow you to embody light in your body, light in your mind, and light in your world. And light is that vibrational offering that comes from thoughts that are based in love and compassion and kindness and playfulness and curiosity and excitement. And what thoughts will you choose? You must become conscious that you can choose the thoughts that you wish to occupy space in your mind. And you can choose the types of emotions that will be in your body. And you can choose thereby the actions that your body will perform. You can choose. And for some of you, it may seem very difficult that you can change your thoughts when you are so enmeshed in the emotions of those thoughts, because the emotions can certainly give you the illusion that you have no control over your mind because of those emotions, but it is actually the mind that is generating those emotions. And so the question then becomes is, what thoughts are behind those emotions? And if they do not serve you, let them go. Say, those thoughts do not serve me. You will find an immediate change if you change it. Oh, I do not look so pretty. And you change that to, I'm a beautiful, unique individual, and feel the difference in the thought when you choose a new thought. Feel the difference, compare it, the old to the new, and you will experience a slight thrill when you look in the mirror and you say, you are magnificently wondrous and unique and beautiful, and you feel the vibration that thought causes. You will gain an understanding, a vibrational awareness that you are creating a change, even if it is but very small in the beginning. But you must begin to liberate yourself from the confines of thoughts and ideas imposed upon you by the environment, and become cognizant of the fact that you can deliberately affect change in any thought form. You can create whole new thoughts that best represent the nature that you wish to see outpictured through your body. The life that you seek is a direct reflection of the composite of thoughts and the corresponding emotions that are embodied in that physical form, all of which you have direct and deliberate control over. We have had many say to us, but I cannot control these emotions. That is because you do not understand the thoughts behind them. And if you understand the thoughts behind them and you realize those thoughts are not who you are, you're observing them, the moment you say, that's not a thought I will accept, that is not who I am. What thought will you accept? I am love, I am joy, I'm playful, I'm creative. Any thought that you choose to give your attention to, you begin a process of electrically stimulating into existence an emotion that becomes embodied. And once that emotion becomes embodied, it begins to become a creative influence in juxtaposition to other emotions that may not be serving you. And as you build these new thoughts and you build the new emotions, you become aware of the emotions that certain qualities of thought generate. You become aware of the certain qualities of emotion that certain thoughts generate. Then you become aware that you can stimulate different emotional energy in your body so that you're no longer feeling like you are a victim of your emotions. You are actually the creator of them now. And that is true freedom, that you are a creator, able to effect deliberate, precise change over your thoughts, over your emotions. Remove from your life any source of thought that is not pleasing to you. Watch what you take in through your eyes. Be mindful of what you hear through your ears. Pay no heed to anything that does not ennoble you to your highest light. Pay no heed to anything that does not ennoble your highest light. Your highest light will be found through the acts of deliberate creation, where you are asserting an authority over thought, generating new electrical energies in the form of emotions in the body. Through that application, that conscious act of choosing thought for your own purposes allows you to begin to experience that you are a creator and you are here to create. You're not here to be subjective to the world and its whims and its ideologies and its religions. You came here to be a unique and remarkable individual. Every one of you did. That's why you came here, in response to a call for love that you are here to offer. But please understand, you must first understand how to run the vehicle in order to drive it through this current of life that you're experiencing. But it always starts with this. Become aware of the thoughts in your mind and ask yourself, from where did these thoughts come from? We hear many of you say, oh, I got that thought from the television. Oh, I got that thought from that story, and I got that thought from that person. And you begin to realize that most of your thoughts aren't even yours. You go, well, then what thoughts do I want to think? And then you start to consider thoughts that you want to think. And lo and behold, you start to build yourself a new life, independent of what you've been told to believe you are supposed to be by your world. We will not get into the nuances to those that benefit from you being stuck in the thoughts that you're stuck in. That would serve no purpose. It would simply be another distraction. But we will implore you to deeply consider the source and origins of all the thoughts in your mind. Where did you acquire those thoughts? And all emotions have their basis in a belief or a thought. And the minute you question the belief or thought, you can begin to change the emotion. Fear is a state that is natural to the survival of the body, but fear is not a state natural to who you are as a divine entity. Love is your natural state. Creating is your natural state. Fear is the natural state of the body that you can transcend through the expression of your capacity to operate creatively and consciously, affecting mind, matter, time, and space through that process of creation. And this is freedom. And if you've understood what we've said, then you will find great liberation coming to you soon as you begin to question the dominant thoughts in your mind and their sources. From where did they come? Did your mother give you thoughts? Did your father give you thoughts? Did your sisters or brothers? What thoughts did you get from them? What thoughts did the television give you? What thoughts do movies give you? What thought do radios and what do friends give you? What thoughts do you have in your mind, and from where did they come? Question them. Restore yourself. Restore your authority over your mind and your body. Question your thoughts. From where did they come? And as you begin to liberate yourself from unnecessary, debilitating thought forms, you will find the resurrection of what you call the phoenix begins. For you are the phoenix. You are the phoenix. able to rise from the ashes of an old self that was imposed upon you from the moment you were conceived in this world. And you can rise from the ashes of that old self. You can rise yourself up. You can open your awareness to new ideas, new thoughts, separate and distinct from what the world has told you to accept or believe, and rise to your divinity, rise to your role of creating in this creation, become free. This is all we have to say of this today. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. So nice. Hello, Earth Angel Amy. Hello. Hi, Drusilla. Question from Hannah. Remember, guys, if you want to support this channel, you can use the super chat feature. You can also use the super thanks if you're watching the video replay. You can also support the channel through my Patreon page. And if you're liking the content of these videos, please remember to hit the thumbs up button, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that cute little notification bell so you get notified whenever we come live. Question from Hannah. Could I have a general message about my current path in my career, please? Thank you, William. A general... They don't want to give you a general, they want to be very specific. Something about this, the trees being, something about planting in the ground. There's something you got to plant in the ground. They're saying, like they're showing like trees being planted in the ground. Again, I don't know what that's in relationship to, but they're saying you may choose to see this as a metaphor that you're at that place now where you are ready to plant good seed. It is time. Do not wait any longer. Yes, plant these deep. I don't know what they're referring to, but that's what they're saying. But they're actually showing me where you've got a shovel and you're digging and you're literally putting trees in under the ground to grow. So whatever that is, I guess that's your general message, but it seems pretty specific to me. What do I know? Question from Jana. In my winning personal session, I've heard that I had vibration of I can't get what I want. May I get the advice how to change this? Jana of Joy. Well, now that you have asked the question of us, we would ask the question of you. And what would you choose to have in your mind as that which you would give your hand to and your heart to? What would you give your hand and heart to in your mind? And can you get connected to the electrical sensation that your strength and power offers you? That you are a strong and powerful creating intelligence? Can you connect to the electrical charge that becomes an emotion with that thought? That you are divinely guided, that you are able to manifest what you need as you require it. Can you get connected to the electrical charge in the form of an emotion that those thoughts stimulate? Thoughts, by their very nature, come from the invisible realm into the perceptible realm of what you call biology in the form of an electrical charge. And the minute it is brought into the form where you recognize it as words and language, it begins to affect an electrical charge in your body. All thought does this. All thought does this. A thought cannot occur in your brain without there being a movement of electrical energy. So consider then what thoughts generate the energy that supports and sustains your higher vibrational expression. What thoughts do this? Are you joy? Have you considered that thought, that you are joy? Have you considered the thought that you are very creative? Or have you considered the thought that you are very respectful and kind? There are many, many many thought forms to choose from in this world, but also in your own consciousness. You may choose, I am the divine. I am the divine. Every thought that you bring into this mind generates an electrical charge. If you sustain the electrical charge long enough by the continued indulgence in thoughts of that same nature, you begin to create actions of the body that begin to direct and cause changes in your experience of time space. Thank you, Jana. Oh, hi, Desiree. Hi, Jenny. Oh, thank you so much. Hugs to everybody. JC's asking, I've been feeling well physically. Can I have a message regarding this? Physically, I'm getting a picture of a big orange, like it's a giant orange. I don't know why, but I'm being told to give you that image, and it's an image of a big orange. Was that for consumption? Yeah, there's still something. They're saying there's still something to be released. And again, this big orange, I don't know what it represents. My brain, of course, William's brain goes vitamin C, orange juice. That's what my brain does. But they're just giving you that image. Literally, it's a big giant orange. So whatever that means for you and how that applies to your health, please leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know. Hi, guys. Wonderful. Question from Vertical. In neuroscience, it is said that holding repeatedly positive thoughts for less than a minute installs these thoughts in the mind for good in awareness. Is awareness involved in this process? Yes, absolutely. You must understand that you can bring a thought into existence in a minute, but whether it maintains that existence is up to you. You have many thoughts in your mind that have far more electrical energy in the form of emotion attached to them, and they could override or pull your attention away from the new thought form that you introduce. So you may need significantly more than a minute to embody a thought. If there is no resistance to that thought in the system, you can literally overwrite the old process. But this is very rare, and we have often only seen those that you'd call adepts being able to function at such a level where they can change a thought form from many lifetimes even in about a minute's time by understanding that they are using their awareness to stimulate and generate an electrical charge that they can amplify and strengthen that electrical charge and embody it fully. It's like simply changing the station on a radio. They can embody a brand new thought, install a whole new expression of being. But again, this is often only seen with adepts. But for those of you that are just understanding this concept of that you, by nature of choosing a thought, stimulate an electrical charge in the form of an emotion in your brain, that you can hold fast to that thought, feel the electrical charge build with the thought, that you can begin to move your life and your consciousness away from the world self that you've been dealing with to a whole new self, a whole new way of being. And again, even a single change will begin that shift in the directional process of your life. Wow, thank you. Great questions, guys. Yeah, if anything here fascinates you, don't forget to leave a question or comments in the comment section. Question from Diane. Can you tell me who the very, very tall woman with strange clothes that talked telepathically was? Who was she? Who was she? And was she looking for me? What's she looking for me after? Again, I'm tuning into an energy, but I'm not. This is someone who's looking for guidance from you, not somebody come to give you guidance. This is someone who needs you to guide them. They need you to guide them to a higher vibration. How can she do that? They're saying what you can do is offer the vibration of love to this one. this, if they receive it, it will shift their frequency and they will move to the next plane. Again, I don't know what that means by the next plane, but that's what they're saying. Direct a vibration and an extension of love to this one. It will allow them to shift. They're here for you to help them, not the other way around. It's cool. Question from Nancy. My daughter just went through a serious surgery. How can I change my thought and worry and sorrow for her? Will she be okay? I'm getting yes, but they're also saying you do clearly understand the nature of your worry and the effect that it has. Are you not rejoicing and excited that your daughter is in this process of healing? Is that not exciting? That your daughter is in a process of rejuvenation and healing? What a wonderful thought, is that not? That your daughter's in a process of rejuvenating and healing. And tell her this. You are in a process of healing and rejuvenating. I'm so grateful. Are you not grateful that she's in this process of healing and rejuvenation? Are you not grateful? Be mindful. You understand now what we said today then, that you are a creating consciousness, that you utilize mechanisms of thought that generate an electrical energy called emotion that affects matter. So be very mindful. And we offer that simple thought to you, that your daughter is in a process of rejuvenating and re-energizing, becoming vital and healthy. Look at the thoughts that lift you up. Look at the thoughts that lift you up, for they will lift her up also. It is like giving somebody water that is good. They will enjoy drinking it, versus giving water to somebody that is bitter. They will not enjoy it. Your thoughts are the water of life in this dimension. Wow, thank you. That's really cool. Got time for 2 more questions, guys. Question from 432. Yeah, 538. Hi, Faradeba. Question from Edgar. Last night, while going to sleep, I heard ringing in my right ear that I jumped up like I was startled. Then I saw the outline of the face of an ET as I was going back to sleep. What was this? Well, you already know what it is. You've been asking for a long time for them to come see you, and now they're coming to see you. Are you excited? You ought to be excited about receiving what you asked for, are you not? If you want to seek knowledge higher than your own, you must seek knowledge higher than your own. And in the human collective, knowledge has reached a certain level of awareness that it's, you might call it a ceiling, where humans think that what they know is what they know. You are opening the door to higher knowledge, different forms of consideration of thought, of science. You're opening that door. Be open to this. Call them forth. Remember, they can only align to you on a vibrational plane of love. They cannot align to you on a vibrational plane of fear. There are those beings that can align to you on a vibrational plane of fear, and there are those that can align to you on a vibrational plane of love. What will you choose? Choose curiosity, choose excitement, choose love, and you'll find great wisdom and abundance at your disposal from these beings. Right? Little grays, like the little grays. You're welcome, Diane. Camille. Hello, Camille. I had an accident last year, and now I think I'm awoken, but is this only state I feel, or is it the state I created? Does my new life will help people as I want to do this? The answer is threefold. Yes, as you begin to release the fears that you hold from the past, as you continue to embrace the new life, the new light, the new ideas, the new considerations to embrace in your mind, you will find the freedom that you have elected to walk upon from that event. That event was simply a choice that you made. The healing shall be completed soon. They're telling me to tell you that. The healing will be completed soon. But delight, they're saying, delight, O dear one, in what you have called forth. Delight, O dear one, in what you have called forth. And let that love fill your heart. And let that love that fills your heart go on to others. For the vibration of love requires very little effort to offer others for them to be uplifted. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that, Camille, and welcome to the channel. Remember, if you're new to the channel, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Last question. Let's see if I can find that. Remember, there we go. Question from Blue Clarity. Is my dad or health affecting my conscious communication with my spiritual counsel? If you choose to believe in thought that these things will do this, of course. You must understand the very nature of freedom is that you are able to select and choose thoughts, remove from your consciousness any thoughts that do not support that vibrational state of freedom that you are naturally designed to live in, that you can choose thought. Your father simply gives you the opportunity to define what thoughts truly serve you. And which father would you speak to? The one of this earth or the one of your soul? For both will have their own ideas of what they can offer you, and you will have something to offer both of them. But please understand this, that the father you should pay heed to is the father that made you. Wow. Thank you. Wow. Great questions today, guys. So I just want to go over tomorrow. So tomorrow's Saturday's meditation is called Heal Your Body, Law of Suggestions, in brackets. So that's going to be Saturday, May the 28th. I don't know who's going to be with us for the meditation tomorrow, but it's Heal Your Body, and in brackets, Law of Suggestions. And that's going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Supernatural Saturday. Also want to give you a quick heads up. On July the 8th, we start our mediumship masterclass beginners course. And I encourage you to go to my website if you want to learn a little bit more about mediumship, how to tap into your guides, your angels, the other multidimensional beings that are always available to us, just like all these radio stations around us that we can't hear, but they're there, right? Learn how to connect and communicate to beings that are on a higher frequency of dimension, so you can learn and evolve your consciousness beyond what the world has been telling you can be. And I encourage you to go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for the 101 course. That begins July the 8th of this year. And also all our other summer schedule is available there as well. I want to wish you all much love. Just a quick note, on Monday, May the 30th, Learning the Necessary, and that's going to be with Master St. Germain this coming Monday. Learning the Necessary, and that'll be with Master St. Germain on this upcoming Monday. Next Wednesday, June the 1st, we've got Mother Mary coming in, and she wants to talk about real self-intimacy, body, mind, emotions, and soul. That's going to be next Wednesday with Mother Mary. She's got in brackets there, a sacred birth. I'm really curious about that. What's it going to be like? And the next Friday, June the 3rd, we've got Soul Awakenings Now, and that's going to be with the Divine Collective. So I hope you guys will join us for that. I want to thank the Ascended for being present with us today. I want to thank all of you. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up. And you got any questions or comments about anything you've heard here today, please write them below. We read all comments. Much love to you guys. I will see you on tomorrow morning on Supernatural Saturday for the meditation portion of our program. Bye for now.